Good evening, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Commodity Report. Today is Wednesday, December 20th, just before 5 p.m. Central Time. In this video, we're going to look at natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and yes, uranium. Forgot it last week. I did provide an update in the Discord channel last week, but we'll look at it for sure this week. So let's get on to the chart. This is natural gas, the January contract. In my last video, I was looking for this down here, this low that they made to be the 3, because I still am looking at this whole move down as just a bunch of 3-wave moves. And so you had this 1, 2, 3, that was 1, 3 for 2, and now the channel is set. And so I still think that this is a running flat in here. So it's 1, 2, and that was 3. And now I do see an A, B, C, and so that definitely has the potential to be the 4, and it came right into that zone that I had, right in the middle of it, and now we're starting to sell off. So it's all lining up that this could be a big diagonal. The only problem is when I zoom in, this wave coming down, not really loving it. So off of that high that they made on Monday that I've got labeled as the C wave and the potential, the 4th wave, 2597, I see this as a leading diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Made a 3-wave move up for a correction, very high. And now they're coming down in another diagonal. So it's 1, 2, 3, that's 1, 3 up for 2, here's 3 down for 3, and I still might be one more little push down to finish 3, but it doesn't really matter. That'll be 3, and then eventually you're going to get 3 waves for a 4, and then one more down for 5, and breaking this low, they don't have to break 2, 3, 8, 5, but that'll be a diagonal. And the only question is it a leading diagonal or an ending diagonal? Because where price is right now, if you're not already in the market, this is a really tricky spot to try to play natural gas, because I can make a case for them to just continue down, and I can also make a case that they come and break 2597 one more time, because this was a really quick, sharp ABC. So it's very possible that that 3-wave move, that's just A. Then this was leading diagonal correction, and this is going to be ending diagonal. So it's going to be an ABC for the B wave. And then a sharp up move, break 259. Well, they don't even have to break 2597, but a very sharp up move, get close to this range somewhere. And then that'll be the C wave. And then you have your ABC. And then they would come down. So we got to wait and see. And I think with inventory numbers coming out tomorrow, that could very well decide. So I like I said, I can make the case that there's still one more up. I could also see them, though, that this being a leading diagonal, that was 1, that was 2, and then this is going to be a leading diagonal. Yeah, it's going to be a diagonal, and it'll be a leading diagonal. Then they're going to correct, and then they drop it down. So it'll be 1, 2, like 3, 4, 5, and then that would complete the this really big diagonal. So yeah, right here it's tricky. Definitely up above here, 2597. That's really interesting spot to look for a short to go down. But yeah, if you're not already in it, because they could just come down here and complete it, and then be making a correction here. So tricky spot. And then the other only bullish scenario that I can see is if they get real aggressive here. So like that ABC, and if this is going to be an ABC, and if they come up and like get really strong, like bust through 2597 and like get into like 2.7s, then I don't think I've got this count right. I don't think this is 1, 2, 3, because that won't be 4. That'll be too big. And then I think somehow this whole move down was 5 waves, and now they're going to be making a really big correction, which then would, like I said last week, I think if they do come up into the 2.8 to 3.0 range, or even higher, it doesn't matter, make a big correction, then I think natural gas is going a lot farther down than I am anticipating. So let's wait and see what happens in this range here. I'm still expecting down. Just a matter of what is this going to resolve itself to. All right, that's natural gas. Let's move on to oil. All right, so definitely looks, go to a 4-hour. Definitely look like we got our 5-wave move in, and so far all I see is just a 3-wave move up. Made like a running flat here. So 1, 2, and 3, and then now they're selling off. So I could see them coming down, and actually they're already getting really close to this little range here. I got it at like 73.50, say 72.40 or so. You know, because they could be making like just a, like this was A, and now they're going to come down for B, and then go up one more time for C, and then we'll have to see, is that all the correction? And then they got, I still think they got one more down, because this was, I see it as a 5-wave move down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need a correction, and they've come into that zone that I showed last week. I think I showed it last week. So, and it is 3 ways, but for that big of a move, I think it's going to turn out to be a little bit more, a little bigger correction. So that's why I could see them coming down at least into this zone, and then still got one more up above 75.34. Give you a real big, or at least bigger ABC, and then resume and take out 67.68. All right, let's move on to the metals. Copper. All right, so copper finally broke. I got labeled as a 5-wave move up, and this ended up just being a very sharp correction here. And it looks to me like this is a diagonal here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to remove that line. That line's no longer needed. So a couple ways to look at this. That's 1, 2, 3. And now they're going to correct in 3, at least down into this zone. So this 3, 8, 4, 3 7s, somewhere in here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then go up strong. Or somehow that this was all just correction. This 1, 2, 3, that's like an A, B, C, and now it's going to come all the way and take out the low. I'm in the camp that this still goes up higher. So I want to see the reaction when it gets down into this zone. If it comes down in 3, this would be a good place to look for the buy setup to go and break the high, because I think they got at least one more up. And they could be going a lot higher. So I wouldn't be buying right here, because even if they got one more wave in them to go up and take out 394, I think that's going to be short-lived, and then there's going to be a little bigger correction. So I'd wait, let them come down, you know, low 3.8s, 3.7s, and just kind of see if there's a good buy setup there for you. Gold. All right, I've changed my big count on gold, so I need to throw a shout out to Sir J for helping me see this. I had this labeled previously as as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move up. And then I was looking for this to turn into a running flat, but the way this was coming down over here, it it didn't make any sense to be a running flat. And so I re-looked at this, and now I see that this whole thing right here, this was an ending diagonal, which now makes me look at this as just a 1, 2, 3 wave move for 1. And then you got this ABC, so that's 2. And I think that we're just in the third wave. I think this first expanding flat here, I think that's 1, 2, 3. I think that's like the A wave of the third wave. And we do have like a little 1, 2, 3. So that could be the B. And now we're going to go up one more time now. Take out 2146, and that'll be the third wave. But this was a pretty sharp sell-off. I could also see them then, like this is just the first part of the B wave. And we do already now have a little 3-wave move here. So I could see them coming down one more time, taking out 1972 somewhere, 1960, 50, whatever. And then that would be 1, 2, 3. So you got, this would be A, this would be B, and then be going up for C. So, I'd only be looking for buy setups. I mean, even though I think there's going to be one more down, maybe, I'd only be looking for buy setups, because if this is the third wave, then obviously we got a whole lot more to go, and with a target actually of 2276. So there's a lot more in gold I see, if this is going to be playing out as a diagonal like I now see. So let's see what happens. But yeah, I think there's potential for one more drop and go. But if you're able to like put half positions on, if you're not already in, putting on a half right here wouldn't be bad, and then just wait and see if it just continues up, or if they do have that one more wave down. But I think we're just finishing, going to be finishing the third wave when we come back up here. So more up in gold and silver, same story. I still think this is a big running flat here. And if I drill in, going up so far, it's getting really choppy. I think this is actually going to also turn into be like a little running flat. And so I think silver needs to come down more, because this would have to be 5 waves. So far I just see 1, 2, 3. So I think this could be like a little 4 right here, and then still come down one more time. So like getting silver in at like under 24, I think is really good, because I think this is just the beginning to go take out 2612. This will be just like a 1, 2, and then we'll have to see if it's going to be an impulse or a diagonal going up. But yeah, I still see just nothing but up. Short term, I think one more wave down in silver to complete this little running flat, but only looking for buy setups in both of those, gold and silver. All right, uranium. All right, so uranium, I see one of two possibilities, that they're creating either the third wave is in. So, I got this as a running flat 1, 2, 3, 4. But the thing is, I don't see this as being 5 waves. It unless this is an expanding flat right here. 1, 2, and then that's 3, 4, and 5. That's be the only way that's a 5-wave move, if that's an expanding flat. But it could also be that they're creating a big running flat here. So it would be 1, and then A, B, C, and then up for C. And now this is just coming straight down. But this doesn't, I need to see 5 waves. And so far it's just looking like 3 waves. So it's kind of tricky up here because I'm looking to see if maybe this is going to be this kind of a look for a running flat. Oops. And then this 4 would be over here, and then obviously the 5 would be sliding over there because we still have one more up. But I don't like how this looks. It kind of looks just like 1, 2, 3. And I mean the 5th wave then would be like way down here. So I'm kind of leaning a little bit more, towards that the 5th wave is in and this 3rd wave is done. But now we're still coming down for the 4th wave. And that 4th wave, I would think they'll be targeting like 27.5, maybe 25.70, somewhere in here would be a good place to look to go up for the 5th wave. So if they break 27.67, it's not a running flat. I guess it could still be a expanding flat, but given just how this wave is coming down, I don't think it's going to be a running flat. So I think this 3rd wave is in, and now they're coming down for the 4th wave, and then they're going to resume up for the 5th wave. So I could definitely see them like this is like just a 1, 2, 3, and then you get like another 1, 2, 3 up, one more shot down into that range that I have, and then turn north. So I'd only be looking for the bicep, but I think you're going to be able to get it a little bit cheaper if you're not already in. Okay, that's the commodity report. Hope it helps. Thanks for your likes and support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.